Hey there, fourth graders, it's Mrs. Long here, and I wanted to welcome you to your science course for this semester. In science, we're going to be learning about all different kinds of really cool things, but I want to go over how you can be successful in this science course and also a little bit about what to expect. First of all, just like with every other course, and if you've watched any of the other videos, you already know what I'm going to say. You need a composition notebook. You're going to use this as you're working through your science course to help you to keep notes, to take notes as you're learning new content. This is going to be especially important for vocabulary. Science is actually a lot to do with vocabulary, and if you understand and know the vocabulary words, a lot of times you're able to figure out what questions are asking you about in science. So we want to make sure that we really know those vocabulary words. So each day as you're doing your science lesson, you're going to want to make sure that you're writing down any new vocabulary words. I would recommend writing the topic of the lesson up at the top of the page. So for example, if you're working on food chains, you're going to write food chains and the date, and then any vocabulary words and any important information that you learn as you work through your lesson. Okay? Now in science, is a little different than our language arts and our math. For language arts and math, you're able to just do the lesson intro pages. For science and social studies, you do actually need to work through the lessons. However, in science, I do have a video that goes with the main topic of each lesson on the lesson intro pages. So by watching those videos, you're going to be getting a lot of great background information that will help you as you're working through your lessons. So I want you to watch those videos. As you're watching them, you can write down important information. There's all different kinds of videos for science. Some of them are going to be a thumbnail video just like this one where you can click right on it and watch it, but some of them are links because we have to keep copyright purposes. So our Generation Genius videos are amazing. You guys are going to love Generation Genius videos. If you've never seen them, be excited, all right? But those are always going to be links. And then there's also links to a website called Study Jams, which is also super awesome, where there's a video and then you can do, like, some of them have a karaoke, some of them have a quiz, some of them have like a different thing so that you can practice the topic of the video. Okay, so that's going to be on the lesson intro pages. Then you're, like I said, you're going to use your notebooks. You're going to work through the lessons and read the content and complete the quick checks at the end. For science, we only have one portfolio in the first semester, and it does happen to fall in the first unit. So you're going to get to it pretty quickly, and it does involve growing plants. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and preface this and say you can grow any kind of seed you want. The reason that they recommend the bean seeds is because those sprout pretty quickly, and it is only a week experiment. So you want it something that's going to sprout within a week. But if you have another kind of seed and you want to try it out with that, you can. You can also use already started plants and do the experiment that way and just kind of record your results with your already started plants. So that's like if you go to, you know, Lowe's or Walmart or whatever, and you buy two of the same plant that are already in a pot that are already starting to grow. You can do it that way too. If you aren't able to do the experiment, no worries. For science, we always include a video of the experiment being conducted so that you can still do the project without actually having to do the experiment. So if you don't have the materials or you don't have the time, or it just falls at a time where your family is like, things are crazy, because I know that happens in my family. Don't worry, we have a video there. You can watch the video and complete the assignment still. All right, so that's going to be really important. Also in science, in the first lesson of every single unit, it's going to tell you that you need to go ahead and print out the study guide that's linked there. You do. Okay, you either need to print it or you need to make a copy of it. You can't, I'm not going to give you permission to type on it because that shows up for everybody, but you can always have the option to make a copy. If you just go to File and then you go down to Make a Copy, it'll make a copy that you're able to edit and type on. Okay, so you can do either one. But you are going to want to make sure that you are filling out the science study guide as you work through the lessons. So you want to have it ready to go every time you sit down to do science, because at the end of the unit, the study guide is going to be turned in, And the study guide is also going to be used to help you to study for the test. These units include a lot of information. And so what we've tried to do is really narrow down, well, what's going to be on the test that you really need to make sure that you're focusing in on so that you can be successful on those science tests. Okay, so please, please, please listen to these words. This is so important. Make sure you're working on the study guide as you work through the unit. Don't wait till the end and be like, oh, I have to do my study guide, because it's, first of all, it's going to be a lot of work. Secondly, it's going to be harder to do because now you have to go back through all of your lessons unless you just happen to remember the answer to the question. Plus, you want to make sure you're writing the correct information on your study guide. You don't want to study something wrong, so you don't want to make up something, right? You want to make sure that you're studying the correct thing so that you can do well on your science test. If you're doing the science study guides the way I'm telling you to do them, you should be getting A's or maybe B's on your science test on every single one. Okay, so that's how we're going to be successful in our science class. We are also going to have weekly science live lessons, and I'm really excited about those. So stay tuned for more information on that, and I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.